Hey guys, this is Johnny from BlankTV, and I'm here with Beau from Blessthefall.
What's going on?
So, how's the Crowdsurf America tour going so far?
It's awesome so far. It's we did the Hollow Bodies tour. We did the Hollow Bodies tour a few months ago, and it was like the main market, right? And so a lot of bands will do, with the U.S. there's like a billion cities, so you do like a main market, run that's like all the really big cities, right. And then you do kind of the smaller ones, and then with some big ones sprinkled in between. So it's been cool to play cities that we've never played before. Like we played Winston-Salem last night, and then the night before it was Wilmington. It was like 2 North Carolina shows, and it was like they were awesome, and people were like, "We've never seen you before." And so it's cool to play, in Knoxville, Tennessee, things like that. So places that we don't really come through, and here we are tonight, Silverspring.
Yeah. How many times have you ever played DC?
DC proper, I don't think we've ever actually played like DC. We usually do like Baltimore, Maryland, or something like that. Like I don't think we've ever played. How far are we from like the White House?
Right now, oh man.
Trying to like geographically figure out where
honestly, probably like 30 minutes. Yeah.
So close.
So
yeah, this is like kind of first time for us to be like right in here.
That's awesome. Yeah, we always catch you on the Baltimore stop over at Soundstage. So, do you have a favorite song to play live on the tour?
Oh man, I love them all. I think any of the new songs are super fun to play live. Hollow Bodies is super fun because it's like the second song in the set, and it really just like it always like just really goes off, Yeah, so it's really fun to watch the crowd, when like the song kicks in. So they get pretty excited. So
probably get even more stoked. All right. Is there a specific meaning behind the name of your album?
Yeah, we kind of, there was a song, Hollow Bodies, that's on there, and it's kind of, we use a lot of like metaphors for zombies and stuff like that for kind of like, and it was kind of just almost talking about the bands are different people that kind of do things without meaning, without soul, without, any kind of purpose behind them, and we were trying to do the opposite of that, and so that's kind of what we were targeting with it with that title.
Awesome message, dude. All right, so whose idea was it to feature your wife on the last song of the album, Open Water?
Well, she was gonna sing on Awakening, and it didn't really work out, and she had done some stuff with Bring Me the Horizon before, so it was kind of like timing wise it worked out awesome, and I was actually working on Open Water at home. We had like a little studio in like the back room, like. Yeah, well, she's like she records all her demos and stuff like that. So she showed me how to use Logic, and it was like Logic for Dummies. I'm like, okay, record, do edit, So I was working on melodies and lyrics and things like that. I'm like, hey, can you come check this out? I have a couple ideas, but I'm really having a hard time like just coming up with something that I'm stoked on. And we sat there together, and she kind of just hummed out a few different lines and stuff like melodies, and I'm like, that's awesome. So. I asked the dudes, I'm like, hey man, like let's kind of help me out with this. What do you think about her like singing on the record? Would you be? And they're like, yeah, dude, let's do it. So she flew in, and we made it happen, and it was kind of like the timing worked out. Nothing was forced, and it came out. It was like pretty magical the way the whole thing came together. So
yeah, I mean it's an amazing song. The first time I heard it, I was just like, holy crap! Like
it's a lot to take in at first. I know it's like a lot of strings, and it's very like. Epic sounding and
it's really like intense.
Yeah, it's very soundtracky, which is cool. Like, I'd be stoked if it made it to like a movie or TV show or something someday. It'd be really cool.
You've already been on MTV a couple times, so.
Yeah, which is really really rad. Like, we didn't know that was gonna happen, and then all of a sudden, MTV like hit up Fearless, and they're like, "Hey, we're gonna feature Blessthefall on this TV show." We're like, "Oh, okay, sick." And we were really stoked. Like I haven't watched MTV in a super long time just because it's like it's all kind of reality TV and it's less music and stuff like that, and it's not what it was when I was growing up. But the fact that they're kind of they have their ears to the streets now, and they're like giving smaller bands or like up and coming bands a chance, or bands like us that don't necessarily get played on the radio and things like that, a chance is amazing, and we give them a lot of props for that, and we're stoked. I think they featured like 3 times. They gave us like the little like feature underneath a few times like after the show was done, and it was, I don't know, it's really cool. Yeah, we were stoked.
Maybe you'll get on a new episode of SpongeBob sometime with
That'd be awesome.
put open water on there. I mean, open water kind of works title wise.
That's kind of true. Be a romantic part of SpongeBob. Maybe he falls in love.
You could animate you, throw you in there. So we got a quick game called Fuck One, Marry One, Kill One, and we were gonna put lights in there, but we thought that'd be too weird or easy of an answer, so we changed it to Betty White, Batman, and Elliot. You have to fuck one, marry one, kill one.
Oh man. Okay, I would kill Betty White, marry Elliot, and F Batman.
Understandable.
It sounds so bad. That sounds
it's
so bad.
It's either that or Elliot. So
That's true. That's true.
all right, quick, this or that, just Justice League or the Avengers.
Justice League, just to back my wife up with Wonder Woman, because she is a huge fan, and they haven't done a proper Wonder Woman movie. Right. So hopefully they don't screw this one up.
Justin Bieber or Miley Cyrus? Hard choice.
Why'd you do that? A rock.
A rock. Okay. Sith or Jedi?
Jedi.
Oh man.
I'm a good guy.
Both Matt and Jared said Sith.
Yeah, they I could see that.
Chipotle or Qdoba?
Chipotle. Yeah. Qdoba's like the ugly stepbrother that kind of came along afterwards and was like, "Oh, look, we can make burritos too." And it's just not as good. It's just not as good, man.
So, what's the deal with Matt's Twitter? I saw you guys tweeting about that. I mean,
you guys are current. That just happened. Yeah, Matt's Twitter got hacked. It was actually pretty shitty, man. Like his someone went through his cable provider and got his home information and all kinds of stuff, and they're putting it out there. And luckily, our fans are awesome, and they're, they told us about, they saw it going on and stuff, and they kind of warned us. And I don't know, Twitter's terrible, man. They haven't answered us. I think all of us have reported it, all of us emailed it, and so it's these legit hackers, and they have his Twitter, and they say some pretty gnarly shit. And
so Matt's not going crazy.
Yeah, I mean, he got his Instagram back, and so if worse comes to worse, he'll come up with a new Twitter, and we'll just blast him. We'll get him more followers than he had before. So, right. Yeah.
Do you have any random superpowers or talents that not many people know about?
Yeah, I can actually make cereal with my eyes, just from midair.
Do I have a bowl of Lucky Charms?
Yeah, I could just make Lucky Charms if I wanted, or Cocoa Pebbles or something. But
damn, dude.
Yeah.
So what would your
cool.
what would your superhero name be? Not Captain Crunch. That's too easy.
That's too easy.
Cheery Bows? I don't know.
Okay, hey, that was close. Oh, damn, that's a good one. Let's come back to that. Let's think about it.
We got you. How's your clothing company? How's it doing? Golden Heart Shine Forever, right?
Yeah, it's going well. I started a few years ago, and just like with the band, it's growing organically. It's growing, more and more fans every year, more and more customers, and I want it to be something more than just, you put that Ford on a shirt or something like that, whatever. I'm trying to really, I put a lot of thought and a lot of time and a lot of late nights into it and trying to make it work. And I'm always like, shit, is anyone gonna like this? Before I put out every line, I'm like, man, I don't know if it's good enough, blah blah. And then it just does, and every line is doing better and better. So it's really, it's awesome, man. It's, another creative outlet. I'll get home from tour and be okay, I don't want to do anything at all. And then 2 days goes by and I'm twiddling my thumbs. I'm like, okay, I got to do something, so I'll start coming up with the shirt designs and things like that. And I have kind of a bigger plan for it. Hopefully, hopefully it really can take off and come off the ground. But for right now, it's really cool. It's limited items. You can only get it on our website. Can't really get it anywhere else. And I only do maybe 50 of everything. And so when shit goes, it's gone. And which makes it cool because only that many people in the world will have that specific thing. And there'll be a couple things I'll reprint just because they went so fast. This beanie was 3 days, it was gone, and then I reprinted them, and then it took another week and a half before they were gone again.
That's crazy.
So it was crazy, and it's just a creative outlet, and it's something that I have a lot of fun doing, and I love that people are interested. I love that people care, and they want to support me and support the clothing line.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Glad to hear it's going well.
Yeah.
So we kind of asked some fans what they want to ask you, and just about all of them want to know about your daughter. So Shanna wants to know, what is it like being a relatively new father and having to be on tour?
It's hard. It's hard. It's tough to leave the family. You know, it was tough before to leave your wife, and you're like, man, you know, like right after we got married, I left on Warped Tour kind of thing, and right after we had Rocket, and we had a couple months off actually, which was really cool. We never get that much time off, which was amazing. And now we have another couple months after this tour, so it's hard, you know. But luckily there's Skype and my wife sends me like videos and photos every day and stuff like that. So I just hope I don't miss like the super important stuff. And now we have like another tour booked, and it starts the day after her birthday. And it's like, I just hope I can be there for that. You know what I mean? Her first birthday. So, but at the same time, you know, my wife knows it's my job because she does the same thing. So she's super, super supportive, man. Like, she's awesome. Like, if it wasn't for her, I would just probably break down and fly home. So she really like keeps me going and lets me know, like, this is your job. And a lot of people don't get to do what you do. You know, you play music.
Do you have a favorite thing about being a dad so far?
Changing diapers is cool. Just the whole thing, man. Just the fact that like somebody is depending on me. It's pretty crazy. And
you got a whole crowd of people depending on you.
Yeah, I know.
You don't gotta change their diapers though.
I know. Hopefully it doesn't come to that. No, it's awesome, man. Just like knowing that you know, someone depends on you. Like someone really, really depends on you to, you know, and I get to like teach this child things, you know, and I get to teach this kid the things that I love and that I like to do and stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah, like how to be metal or like hockey or basketball or, you know, like cartoons or like video games and like things that I loved growing up. It's like I get to show this kid like stuff like that, and she can do whatever she wants. You know, she wants to be a musician, cool. If she wants to like.
That's actually your next question about, do you think she's going to be an awesome rock star?
I don't know. Who knows? You know what I mean? Like, you know, like there's some parents that do something and then the kid kind of just doesn't think that's cool because they just grew up around it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So hopefully she thinks we're cool. But if not, you know, if she wants to go, you know, if she wants to be a doctor or something, you know, awesome, or like a lawyer or like something completely opposite from what we do, like we'll support it. So
right.
Yeah.
What's the dumbest question you've ever been asked in an interview?
Oh man. It's not. These are actually pretty good. That's hard. Usually just like when people, oh man, what's the one? There's like, oh no. What's your name again? Like someone like interviews us and they don't really know who I am. And people just know that they're interviewing some band. That's probably the stupid. Yeah, exactly. No, that's happened before. People are like, oh, what's your name again? You know, blah, blah. And I'm like, really? Like, how did you get the interview? Like, how did that happen?
Yeah, so we're here with Craig from Metallica.
Yeah.
Just
I wish I was. That'd be pretty cool. Even though Eric hates Metallica.
What?
Yeah.
Oh man, it's because he's a ginger.
Yeah, I think so.
If you had to change your band name to something that sums you guys up, what would it be?
It'd probably be Unicorn Gorilla Destroyer.
Unicorn Gorilla Destroyer. That's creative. I believe who was it? Matt suggested Laughing for No Reason.
That's yeah.
Accurate.
Dude, that's a good one. Like if we were pop punk.
Oh yeah. Dude.
That'd be a really good, because we literally just laugh. Like sometimes we'll just laugh for.
You like write songs about your hometown and girls and stuff.
Yeah, and pizza and sleeping on the floor. I got them all lined up. We got a pop punk record coming out.
Oh man. Is that after your hip hop album or?
Yeah, it's directly after.
Oh, okay.
It might be a double disc.
Who's the best basketball player on tour?
On tour? Oh, dude. Chiodos has a tech out, and his name's Brian, and he's so sick. Like, yeah, he's super, super good. I'm probably second best. But
would everyone else agree with that statement?
I don't know if they'd agree with it, but it's. I mean, it's kind of a fact, so they don't really have a choice.
What's your craziest fan experience? Like, just anything wild that a fan's ever like done or given you, or?
One dude in Utah asked me to sign his balls, and that was probably the weirdest thing.
Did you?
Yeah.
Props to you, man.
I had to. What was it like? What was he gonna do?
It's kind of a respect thing. I mean,
yeah. If he had the balls to whip him out, then I was just like, I like held the Sharpie by the tip. I was like, this is so bad.
I'd be like, you could just keep the Sharpie, man.
Yeah. Hope my mom never finds out about that.
Let's see here. Is
He's got his papers all mixed up.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm young and dumb.
Shark Week's on, by the way.
Oh shit, dude.
I'm a little distracted. Sorry.
It's all good, man. We should probably turn the camera on at some point and put this on. What do you look forward to most in getting off tour? I guess probably your family, right?
Yeah, just getting home and getting back on the ice, like playing hockey and seeing the family and stuff like that. Like there's those like little things and just kind of just being a little bit lazy. Yeah.
What are some of your inspirations behind the album? More is that kind of like what you explained earlier with the name, I guess, a tie-in?
Yeah, we always kind of, in all the records, we kind of come from a real life experience or perspective and things like that. And on this record, I was a little bit more imaginative with things and a lot more metaphorical and really wanted to paint like some cool pictures with the songs and like images. So it was the first time I actually really tried anything like that. So I think next record might be even more so. It's kind of like, it's funny because I was listening to a lot of like My Chemical Romance and things like that. And Gerard's just such a great lyricist, man. And like you listen to those songs, you watch the videos, and you just get taken to like another world. And I think that's amazing. And I think that's like a skill I really need to work on. And I think hopefully even in like the next record, whenever that is gonna be, that we can utilize that a little bit more and really like get kids like sitting there listening and just kind of daydreaming. You know what I mean? Like when you could drift away and just sort of daydream and get lost and kind of come up with your own interpretation and visuals for a song. I think that's awesome.
I mean, that's how I feel about Open Water. It's so like intense. Yeah. So definitely accomplished that.
Awesome, man. Thanks.
yeah, man. Let's see, favorite tour memory.
Oh, still many. Oh man. Signing balls. Let's go back to that. No, there's so many, man. Like every day, like something usually awesome happens, and it's hard to like commit it all to memory and like really pick one. I think one of the coolest ones I've mentioned before is we played a festival in the Philippines, and the promoter said there was 19,000 people there, which is hard to like wrap my head around. And it was like we had this massive like One Direction size stage, and we're like it was like this like these catwalks going down the side, catwalk down the middle, and it was just like. And I had like this wireless mic, like I was some pop star or something, and like we went running out to that crowd, and I don't think that 19,000 people knew who we were, but the fact that they were all cheering and the fact that we just felt that energy and got to play in front of that kind of audience was like, I'll never forget that. Whether if we never play in front of that many people again, it's like it's okay. Like that experience itself was something very, very special, and I think even like huge bands kind of lose that feeling, maybe like they get to play in front of those kind of audiences every night, and it's like at least we had that one time, you know what I mean? So
I can even imagine, like that's
19,000.
Holy crap!
Seeing like it was like a small arena, and it was just I don't know, it was crazy.
So I'm probably gonna finish up with a couple questions here.
Sure.
What would the title of your autobiography be?
This is what it's like being a badass. The life of a badass.
The life of a badass. Young blood.
Yeah.
Do you have any tips for aspiring musicians?
Yeah. Man, just don't do what, you think is trendy or going on that's being cool. Really go from your heart and do what makes you happy. And that's what when I did, even when I joined the band, I didn't join because I thought it was like some popular band or something. Like I listened to the music, I watched the music videos, and I was like, this band is awesome. Like they stand for something. They, you know what I mean? Like the music has so much energy and passion behind it and stuff like that. So, yeah. And like, that's why we write music and stuff like that. We just kind of do what feels good to us and what means something to us. And we hope that everyone else really accepts it and hope that, makes that impact. So just do what, follow your heart, do what makes you happy, what you feel, you know what I mean?
Did you ever see yourself like becoming this like influential in the scene and like, I mean like a role model for like other bands and other musicians? I mean, did you ever see yourself growing to how big you guys are?
I didn't know what to expect, and I don't think I kind of always, I would daydream about stuff like that, about playing in front of big crowds and having people kind of like being stoked and just watching you play, like just because my first show was Blink-182, and I remember like that feeling I got watching like Blink on stage, and just they're not very serious, and you know what I mean. Like they don't take themselves seriously, but their songs, you know, have a lot of meaning behind them, and even their joke songs or whatever, you know, like. But just like the fun they had on stage, and I was like, that looks so fun. Like, oh, that'd be awesome to do that. Like, it just looks so fun, and they're making all these people have fun. So, I kind of was like, that'd be rad to do that. And so, yeah, I guess in a way, I kind of saw myself maybe doing that one day. I didn't know how I was gonna do it or how big it was gonna really get or anything like that. So,
you made it happen. And I mean, with Blink-182 as your like inspiration, there's like. That explains why you're so charismatic and playful on stage. I mean, this is probably about the 6th or 7th time I've seen you guys, and just every time your live show just blows me away, man.
Thanks, man. Yeah, some people are like, so what are you gonna do now? I saw you like flipped off some speaker. I'm like, I don't know. Like, I just kind of just do what in the moment. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really plan it out too much. And there's some stuff that, you know, as a band, like you have a set and you kind of talk about, you want to touch base on certain things. You want to mention your new record. You want to mention all the bands that are on the tour to show respect to them and stuff like that. But it's like, there's never like a set exact thing that I have to say every single night. I just try to like touch on things, and I'll just, you know, play off of whatever's going on. So,
right.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything you'd like to say to your fans?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks for the support. And, you know, thanks for like, you know, I know there's a billion new bands that pop up every single day on the internet and whatever else, but, you know, thanks for sticking with us, and you know, and hopefully we got you know, some more years left in the tank.
No doubt about that. Well, thank you very much, Beau.
Of course, man.
It's been a pleasure, man. We'll catch you next time you're around, and thanks for watching, guys.
See ya.
Gonna say one thing.